February 26, 1959. A tent on Dead Mountain, abandoned, sliced open from inside. Food, supplies, winter gear, everything needed to survive. But the hikers? Gone. Bare feet in minus 25 degrees. One boot, just socks, running from something. January 23, 1959. 10 young Soviets begin a Category 3 expedition to triumph. Experienced mountaineers, university students, and one mysterious war veteran, Semyon Zolotaryov, age 37. Mount Otorten, 190 miles through frozen Urals. February, the most dangerous month. Yuri Yudin turns back with illness. That decision saved his life. February 1st, lost in a snowstorm, they reach Kholat Syakhl, Dead Mountain. Dyatlov decides to camp on the exposed mountainside, their last photograph before sunset. After midnight, something terrified them enough to cut through their tent and run. February 20th, 19 days overdue. No telegram. Search parties mobilize immediately. 2 men in underwear near a cedar tree. Hands burned, dead from hypothermia. Dyatlov, Kolmogorova, Slobodin, frozen between the cedar and tent, trying to crawl back. 4 bodies still missing. Weeks become months. Where are the others? May 4th, 3 months later. 4 more bodies found in a ravine. Rustem Slobodin had a skull fracture. How? No one could explain. Fractured ribs, crushed skulls, missing eyes and tongue. Force like a speeding car. The dying had stripped the dead, desperately trying to survive minutes longer. Some clothing was radioactive, significant levels. The Soviet government had no answers. May 1959. Case closed. Official cause, a compelling natural force. No explanation. Files classified for decades. When opened in the 1990s, parts were missing. Aliens, military experiments, Yeti attacks, nuclear tests. Every explanation seemed possible. The slope wasn't steep enough. No debris, no avalanche evidence before or since. Radiation suggested military involvement. Krivonischenko had cleaned up a nuclear disaster before. Some theorized espionage. A handover of radioactive materials gone wrong. Government cover-up. Books, documentaries, endless debates. Russia's Area 51. The mystery that won't die. 2019. Russia reopens the case with modern technology and fresh investigators. Not typical avalanche. A delayed slab avalanche. Compact snow releasing hours after they slept. 2021. Swiss scientists published groundbreaking research proving this rare avalanche could occur. Snow accumulated for hours. Around midnight, a dense slab released, causing severe injuries. Crushed in darkness, can't breathe. Cut the tent, run or die. They split up. Hypothermia set in within minutes. Fatal mistakes multiplying. Doroshenko and Krivonischenko tried building fire. Too cold. Hypothermia claimed them first. Dyatlov's group tried returning uphill. One by one, they collapsed and froze. The most injured built a snow shelter. Tried to survive. Died slowly. Dubinina's missing eyes and tongue. Wildlife scavenging over 3 months. Not mysterious. Krivonischenko worked nuclear cleanup. Their clothes were radioactive from previous exposure, not conspiracy. Critics ask, if avalanche stopped, why not return? Why this sustained panic? Panic spreads. Hypothermia causes confusion. Rational thinking disappears when death is imminent. Dead Mountain. The Mansi named it centuries before. They avoided camping there. Today, a memorial stands. 9 names. The mountain keeps its silence. Yuri Yudin lived with survivor's guilt for decades. Died in 2013 without answers. Books, films, video games. Why does this tragedy grip imaginations worldwide? Modern science offers answers 1959 couldn't provide. Sometimes it takes 60 years. Some accept the science, others cling to conspiracies. The debate never ends. 9 people died. They cut their tent, fled inadequately dressed. These facts are undeniable, beyond mystery. 9 young people with dreams died terrified. That's the real tragedy. Respect wilderness. Nature doesn't care about experience. Never underestimate the mountains. The campsite looks unchanged. Mountains still fierce. Wind still howls exactly as before. Sunset, February 1st, 1959. They had no idea. Frozen in this moment, forever. We return to the tent. Now we understand. Evidence of panic and nature's power. Some questions may never answer. 9 people died with all the answers. Science explains with avalanches. Mystery whispers about cover-ups. Both can't be fully true. Why do we care? Because their story taps our fear of nature's power. Humans need explanations. We struggle with randomness. Natural force satisfies no one. The avalanche theory isn't perfect, but it's the best explanation we have. Doubt keeps investigations honest. But there's a difference between skepticism and denial. Soviet secrecy fueled conspiracy theories. Their opacity created the mystery they tried to bury. Mystery is more compelling than solution. We're storytelling creatures preferring questions to answers. They went purposefully, training for greater expeditions, died pursuing Soviet ideals of excellence. Experience can kill. Confidence grows. Caution fades. You've survived before until you don't. -25 to -30 Celsius. Winds over 50 kilometers per hour. Conditions that kill in minutes. Inadequately dressed, survival time measures in minutes. 20 minutes maximum before severe hypothermia. When first person fled, others followed. No discussion. Just panic spreading like fire. Everything they needed sat in that tent. 5 minutes returning could have saved everyone. Stay and dig out? Or run? They chose wrong in split-second panic. The cedar showed logical thinking. Build fire, regroup, return. But hypothermia destroyed the plan. Initial avalanche injuries weren't fatal, but they compromised everything that followed. Students found classmates frozen. Some survivors don't die. They carry the dead forever. Families held impossible hope for 3 months. Then May 4th destroyed it. All 9 dead. Closed caskets, state honors, but mostly grief. Human loss beyond investigation. If I had stayed, would he have changed anything? Or become the 10th victim? 9 deaths created hundreds of victims. Ripples of that night spreading through decades. Beware anyone claiming absolute certainty. Evidence points directions, but rarely proves everything. The original investigation was flawed. Limited resources, political pressure. Imperfect investigation creates mysteries. Would modern forensics solve everything, or reveal new complications? Better tools sometimes mean more questions. Media amplified the mystery, each retelling adding details. Story growing beyond facts. We need reasons because randomness terrifies us. If random, we're all vulnerable. That's unbearable. Dead Mountain is now tourist destination. Complex ethics of tragedy becoming attraction. Modern hikers reach Otorten easily. They succeed because they learned from 9 deaths. What if they'd camped differently? 9 people live full lives. How different would everything be? The Ravine 4 had time to know they were dying. Their final words died with them. 9 sets of parents burying children. Some never recovered. Loss that defined remainder of lives. Hindsight reveals warning signs. Small risks accumulated into catastrophic danger. Should we blame Dyatlov? Judgment is easy in comfort. Compassion might be wiser. Perhaps we must accept incompleteness. Can we live with knowing enough but not everything? Their deaths taught lessons. Avalanche awareness improved. They died so others could live. The mountain doesn't remember. Nature is indifferent to human tragedy. Maybe that's the hardest truth. Dyatlov's last diary entry was ordinary. How many last words are ordinary because we don't know their last? We return to that tent. Not incomprehensible, just tragically human and understandable. 9 young people sought adventure and found death. Remember them as human beings who died afraid and cold. That's tragedy enough.